What's up, man? I appreciate you joining this live, wherever you are in the world right now. Oh shit, four people just jumped on the live. What's up, y'all? So I know y'all heard about the flare news today. It's been buzzing all on Twitter. Like flares trended after they announced their partnership with Google Cloud. So I'm just over here looking at the price, right? It's been pumping pretty good, and it's starting to come down a little bit. I'm like, man, it might go back down. It might keep pumping. Who knows? But man, with staking going live, you have to have a minimum of 50,000 flare to stake. And so I don't want to take my flare that I already have outside of Gnosis Global because I want to be able to continue to accumulate apses, you know? So I want to have that flare in a Gnosis, and I'm probably gonna buy some more flare to um, stake, just 50,000 just for right now, 50,000 flare just to stake and see how it works. But then I'm gonna need some more flare too. I'm gonna need some more flare because when Kinetic launches on flare, I'm gonna need flare to mint F assets. So I'm definitely gonna need some more flare, and definitely gonna want to get some Songbird too, because in the interview, you know, y'all probably watched the interview with Thinking Crypto. He said they're testing F assets out on Coston, and soon to be moved to Songbird, where it's tested with real value, and then eventually, move to the production phase, which is on Flare. But he didn't want to give a timeline just yet, on when they would move F assets to Songbird. They're still testing. But as Songbird holders, we will be able to test out the F asset system first. Shout out to the Songbird holders. So I mean that's pretty cool. So I'm definitely gonna need some more Songbird. I don't know, just hearing how it works, you need collateral to mint the F assets. I'm probably gonna need Songbird to use as collateral to mint F assets. That's just what I'm thinking. And plus, I want to have some more Songbird anyway, because it's so cheap right now. So yeah, I'm just over here looking at prices. The price of Flare's been pumping, but it's coming down a little bit. Songbird's pumping too. It looked like it was gonna touch like 9/10 of a penny damn near today, you know, and for $1,000 right now, you could get 100,000 right now. You know, and if Songbird really does take off like Kusama did, man, you'd be a multi-millionaire off of Songbird. I mean, at one point Kusama was like $300, and that's just the testnet for Polkadot. So yeah, I definitely need some more Flare. I definitely need some more Songbird, and I'm also looking at S-Fin too. It's up a little bit. A couple of days ago, it was like $330. Now it's like $350. So it's going up, man. I mean, this was just yesterday. Man, I waited too long. I waited too long. Cause I mean, just a couple of days ago, I could have got. I was planning on getting two extra song S-Fin tokens for $600. Now, if I was to get it now it would cost me $700. So I'm like, damn, fucking, I waited too long. But man, I'm definitely trying to get all of that. I'm trying to get some Flare. I'm trying to get some Songbird, and I'm trying to get some more S-Fin because the APY cloud for Enosis is gonna launch. It's projected to launch at the end of quarter one, 2024. So man, so I'm just up here looking at all of this, and I don't have no money. What's up, Kev? I appreciate you joining the live. So like, man, I don't have no cash right now, but man, I'm thinking about taking out a crypto loan. And so I'm over here. I calculated it right. So at for Flare at this price, 0.02286 for 50,000 would cost me $1,143 for 50,000 Flare at that price. Then for 100,000 Songbird at 0.008149 cost me $814.09, and that's not bad. That's less than a thousand. I mean, less than $1,000. I could get 100,000 Songbird, and then S-Fin is $350.06 to get two of them. It cost me $700.12, giving it a grand total. If I wanted to get all that right now, it would cost me $2,658.02. Plus, plus I would have to pay for bridge fees to transfer, the money across different networks. So I'm like, man, 2,600 plus bridge fees, probably like 2,700. Man, so I'm thinking about taking out a crypto loan to get it, because who knows, prices may keep going. Who knows? I mean, Flare's been down so for so long. It's nice to see it going up. You know, we've been staking, we've been accumulating, we've been working with the Songbird network for over a year now. F assets are finally coming. The APY cloud is coming. So, and now we got staking. We got DeFi coming. A lot to be excited about. But what have you guys been stacking lately? I've been stacking, or I was stacking Algorand. I was stacking Algorand like crazy because it fell. I swear, when Gary Gensler called Algorand a security, it made the price fall so hard. Algorand dropped to like 9 cents. And when it dropped to 9 cents, I was like, oh, I had to buy some because when I jumped into the crypto space, Algorand was like 250, and then learning everything I know about Algorand, it being one of the ISO 20022 tokens. It's got stable coins on it, tokenized gold, stocks, bonds. I mean, it was a no-brainer. So, yeah, man, when Gary Gensler was talking about how good Algorand was, which is crazy. Then he just flip-flopped. You know, I think he did that on purpose, to drop the price so so his banker buddies could load up on Algorand. And what do you know, like right after, not too long after it dropped to 9 cents, it pumped all the way back up to 20 cents. And man, that was great. I was able to double my money with Algorand, and Algorand's still at a good price right now. Um, what's the price of Algo right now? Yeah, Algorand is 19 cents. So yeah, right now I was able to double it, which is great. Because now I can use my Algorand in DeFi, lending, borrowing, and I won't have to really worry about um, getting liquidated. I have a little bit more room to work with. So, man, my goal was to stack 100,000 algo, but I wasn't able to quite get there yet. But still, I'm happy with the amount that I have because now it's worth double digit. It's worth five figures. And then, if I needed a loan, let's say like for a couple racks, like for 26.58, I could borrow that without having to worry about getting liquidated as much. A while back, AlgoFi was one of my favorite DeFi lending platforms, and they just closed down. But Folks Finance has risen to the occasion, man. This is a great service right here. Folks Finance, man, if you hold algo, this is for you right here, cause like you can deposit your algo and earn interest. You can borrow against it. You can borrow USDT, USDC. It's great, and they also added like Chainlink and Avalanche and what else? I think they have Solana on here too. And you can like deposit and borrow all this different stuff, which is pretty cool. You know, like they're going multi-chain with their DeFi. You know, it's great for algo holders because like if you hold algo and you need some Chainlink or something. Let's say I needed some Chainlink once. Chainlink launches on a Gnosis and they launch Chainlink pools. Now I can use my algo as collateral to borrow Chainlink. Shout out to Mickey. Um, no, I'm not getting any Evernode. I had my XRP on my Ledger Nano, and I thought that I would qualify if I held it on my Nano because they said it just had to be in a private wallet, but it had to be in your Zoom wallet. So when the snapshot happened, I didn't qualify. But it's good though. Um, Evernote is about to launch. They're about to launch a trading pair on Bitrue tomorrow. So if you don't have any Evers, you can still buy some and participate. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. But yeah, man, all these different chains, man. I don't have enough tokens. you know, I'm gonna need more XRP for Flare. I'm gonna need more XRP for the Corium blockchain. I'll need probably need XRP for Evernote once I start participating in that. It's like you just don't have enough. And then, yeah, man, this dude on Twitter named ALGO Batman put me onto this bridge right here. It's a bridge. It's like a multi-chain bridge where you can bridge your stable coins across different chains, and so you can bridge your Algorand stablecoins to the Ethereum blockchain through this Messina One bridge, which is pretty cool, man. You can bridge your USDT, USDC, 29 cents. It's probably gonna dump. It's probably gonna dump. A lot of people dump their airdrops as soon as they get them. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it fell. That might be a chance to scoop some up for cheap. But with Evernote, it's a very small supply. So you want to accumulate as much Evers as you can. I think it's only like 5 million tokens. So yeah, smart contracts for the XRP ledger. I mean, it's a side chain. They're testing out smart contracts first on the side chain to see how it works, and then if it works out, maybe we'll get smart contracts on the XRP ledger. But even if we don't, XRP holders still have so many different options. Evernote, Flare, Corium, and then, the whole Cosmos ecosystem now. It's crazy. It's like the whole crypto space is like growing exponentially, exponentially fast. It's crazy. How can people that's just jumping into the space like they have so much catching up to do? That's gonna be crazy. Yeah, man, I waited too long. I waited too long. I should have bought some, but I was over here accumulating Algorand. I couldn't I couldn't pass it up. Algorand at 9 cents. That's a crazy deal. And so yeah, this bridge right here, I would use my Algorand as collateral to borrow stablecoin and send it over here to this bridge to bridge it from Algorand to Ethereum. And then from there, I would take the stablecoin to the Enosis bridge, and then from there, I would be able to bridge the stablecoin from Ethereum to Songbird and Flare. I was just thinking about all this earlier. I was like, how can I get, how can I do this without going through a centralized exchange? So I was like, yeah, this will work. Borrow some USDT, send it across the bridges, get some Flare, some Songbird, and the Espen. But I'm over here waiting, like thinking, like, should I wait? Maybe wait, see if Flare drops a little bit more because it's still up. It's still up like 30% right now on the day. Should I wait? You think it's gonna drop, or you think it's gonna go keep going higher? I mean, now you know Flare has one of the biggest companies, supporting it. So I mean, that's big news. Google. I mean, it's only a couple blockchains that I know of that have the backing of Google. That's HBAR and Flare. So I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty big news. But yeah, I'm. 2024 is gonna be another crazy year, man. We got all this stuff happening with Flare, all this stuff happening with Corium. We're gonna have so many different passive income streams. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Staking with staking with Flare, staking with Pulsar, provide liquidity on all of these networks. So imagine when prices go up. When prices go up, let's XRP goes up in price. You won't need as much XRP to provide liquidity because it'll be worth more. So say XRP goes to $10 and it was stable, you would only need 1,000 XRP to provide $10,000 worth of liquidity, and you would be able to do that across different networks like Corium, Flare, and then like as people trade in and out of the pools, you'd be earning trading fees or liquidity pool tokens. Yeah, I'm really excited. And then we have institutions about to step into the space. So all this money is about to come in. All prices are gonna go up, and then we'll really be able to play around, lending, borrowing, staking. It's gonna be on the popping. And I was watching a one of Flare Community's videos, and he was on a Twitter space with Hugo, and he said that liquid staking is inevitable. So That's like a whole nother level right there, because you're staking your flare, and then you would receive. Hey, what's up, JJ? I appreciate you joining the stream. You stake your flare and you receive another token, showing proof that you staked it. Like it's gonna be like staked flare, and you can take that token and go lend it out or borrow against it. Like that's crazy. So it's like multi-layered DeFi. You're staking your flare, you're earning a yield on that, and then you still got your staked flare token, and you can go take that and borrow against it. Like that's crazy. Yeah, it's all good, man. Happy New Year. Have you heard anything back from your remote work yet? Yeah, man. Remote work is where it's at, though. Like, man, when this crypto shit takes off, like, we won't have to do nothing. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Computer jobs are pretty chill. You're in the office. Yeah. Some work from home and showing up in the office. That'd be pretty cool. Working from home would give you a lot of time to do other things. Or if your job's completely remote, you can become a digital nomad and move move away. Because like when crypto moons, I'm leaving the United States. I swear, I'm gone. I'm gonna pay off all my debts and I'm gone. Yeah, they are. This country is crazy. Like it's gonna be, they over there starting shit over in the Middle East and shit. Oh man, and just all the turmoil inside the country. They spending money like crazy. You know, taxes going up, rent going up. Yeah, I guess people online that get remote jobs and they live outside the country, but they get paid from their remote job in U.S. dollar, and they can live comfortably in other countries. Yeah, yeah, get your money. you know, that's all I'm saying. Get your money, and you don't have to do it forever. You just gotta make some moves to get the bag and retire, or do what you gotta do. But yeah, like once prices go up, we will be able to provide liquidity and possibly live off of the trading fees and live off of the staking too. I don't talk a lot about V Chain. Let's see, I looked at 9 to 5 job. Yeah, 9 to 5, man. I just watched this video on YouTube, and this guy was talking about how he was just tired of working. He said, "I'm tired of working." He said, "I'm tired of working 6, 7 days a week. Making just enough money to barely pay for bills and eat." Like people are getting burnt out. People are really tapping out. That and they say a lot of men have been dropping out of the workforce. Yeah, 6, 7 days a week. I work. 6 days a week. The only day I get off is Sunday, and but I don't plan on doing this forever. I'm trying to get rich from this crypto shit and retire young and travel. I'm trying to get multiple passive income streams. And then once I can walk away from my job, it's on and popping. you know, if crypto moon right now, I'll be able to pay off all my debts and travel. That's what I want to do. You know, being stuck in one spot. Yeah. I mean, yeah, a job is a job. I enjoy my job, but at the end of the day, it's a job, and I gotta do what the boss tell me, and they can get rid of me at any time. You know, and so I just be trying to do my job and go home in one piece, cause I gotta get up and do it again. Yeah, Joe Biden really played a lot of people with the student loan forgiveness. That shit should be unforgivable. Especially with millennials and Gen Zers. He told us he was going to cancel our student loans, knowing damn well he couldn't do it. I mean, multiple people said that in order for him to cancel student loans, it would have to come from Congress. And Democrats had the House and the Senate and the presidency and didn't cancel student loans because they didn't want to. They played us. I'm telling you, like, student loan debt is slavery. Like, it's designed to keep you on the plantation. It's the only debt that can't be discharged, and you have to make 10 years of payments in order to cancel it. But they have like the income driven repayment plan. So like if you're low income, you can do low income payments. Like I pay $5 a month on my student loan. I mean that's not a lot of money, and it's still added interest, but I'd rather do that than not pay anything and then it goes into default and ruins my credit. I did all that before. So I make the minimum payment and I'm loading up on crypto, hoping that this shit will move so I can pay it off in one whop. Yeah, I feel you. I mean, I'm finna, if I have to, I'll just have to make $500 payments or $1,000 payments if I can from my credit card just to pay it off faster. Shift the debt to my credit card and that way get the student loans off my credit as soon as possible. That's good, man. That's motivation right there. Just keep applying. It's gonna happen if you just keep applying. Somebody's gonna call back. When I was applying for jobs, well, I had to start all over, so I had to go to the welfare office to get general assistance. They said they only give it to you for like 3 months, right? And it's only like $150 or something like that. I had got that and started applying for jobs. I got a job like it took me 2 months to get a job applying for jobs nonstop, but I got a job at a warehouse. That was like the first job that I had, and then now I just do transportation. and this is cool, you know. But man, just thinking about the future, how I was talking about AI, how AI is going to take all our jobs in the future. you know, they're going to take over like transport. They say transportation is going to be one of the first things to go. I do Uber Eats and Grubhub and Walmart Spark on the side. And when I first started, it was a really good side hustle. You know, like at one point, I made like $700 a week. That was like when I very first started. But now, like it's been like 2 years now. Like now, it's getting harder and harder to make money. Yeah, Uber has committed to the Sustainable Development Goals of 2030, right? That's crazy. And so Uber has made a pledge or a commitment to go fully electric by 2030, which means that, all of the drivers, all of the cars on their platform have to be all electric by 2030. And, that's 6 years away, right? And there's a lot of people out there that do gig work. That's like some people do it full time, like that's their livelihood. And what if those people aren't able to upgrade to an electric car? Um, the Uber CEO said, well, if you don't upgrade your car to electric by 2030, you're not going to be able to work for Uber. So I'm like, damn, there goes my side hustle. Unless I was to upgrade to an electric car. Yeah, I could show you a video. I could show you a video of him saying that. One second. Yeah, when a couple of months ago, gas prices in California hit 6.50, $6.50 a gallon, where I'm at. And what's up, Ming? I appreciate you joining the stream. Um, couple of months ago, in where I'm at, gas hit $6.50 a gallon. In LA, gas was like $7. And when that happened, I was really like contemplating, like, damn, is it time to get an electric car? Because like, man, when I drive, I put $20 in my tank, and at first that used to get me like half a tank. Now, at when it was at 6.50, that would like just barely get me over a quarter tank, you know. And with gas prices so high, it was hard to make side money. So yeah, I started looking at Teslas. There's a you know there's a Tesla lot not too far from where I stay at, and so I went online, and Tesla has three different purchase options. You can purchase the car with cash, right? Buy the car outright. You can make you can finance it and make payments, or you can lease it. And I was like, lease? lease a Tesla like an apartment. Let's, that's where things are going, because things are gonna get so expensive. Like they said, you're gonna own nothing and be happy. There's some people out there that will never be able to own an electric car. Like a Tesla is like 35, $40,000. That's just a regular one. You know, and so I'm like, um, if I was to get a Tesla, I would have to do monthly payments. Plus, I would have to pay for insurance. My insurance is probably going to be hella expensive because it's a Tesla. And with there's so much stuff that can happen with a Tesla. There's videos of their batteries blowing up and all type of weird shit. And then when the battery goes dead, the battery costs more than the car. Like $20,000 for a new battery. There's other electric vehicles out there. There's other options. I just really like the way the Tesla looks. I never rode in a Tesla, but I've seen it. They got this big ass screen in the car, and it's supposed to be self driving, but I don't trust that yet. Um, but yeah, let me show you this video real quick. Yeah, and if like be 30 like a 35, $40,000 car, right? I gotta make payments on this car for like the next 7, 8 years, or however long it takes to pay it off. And anything could happen in that time. I could lose my job. Anything could happen, and then I'm stuck with this fucking car, or it gets repoed, and then my credit's all fucked up. You know. But if crypto moons, I could buy a Tesla. you know. But yeah, let me show you this video. This came out last year. Can y'all hear that? I don't. Okay, you can hear it. Okay, I'm gonna try to play it now.
that they are expanding the number of electric vehicles, all in an effort to cut pollution. Today, the company is launching a so-called Comfort Electric product. It's going to be in 15 new cities and states, bringing the total program rollout to 25 cities and states all across North America. You see them on your screen now. Now, in an exclusive interview with Uber's CEO, Senior National and Environmental Correspondent Ben Tracy got an inside look at the company's plan to cut those planet-warming emissions. This is making me realize that this car must be really fun in this city.
Absolutely spectacular.
Very nice.
It's hard to compete with this kind of scenery in San Francisco, but Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi hopes riders will also appreciate the view inside the car, one of 26,000 electric vehicles now on Uber's platform.
So it turned out to be a great inspiration, both for riders, but especially drivers, to go out and go electric.
Uber has quadrupled its EV fleet in the US, Canada, and Europe in the past year, and plans to double it to 50,000 vehicles next year, all part of its new product called Comfort Electric.
It's a Tesla, a Polestar, a Ford Mach-E. These are great cars.
What is kind of the end goal of putting so many more EVs on your platform?
By 2030, we have a target to be fully electric in the US, Canada, and Europe.
By 2030, will a driver who is driving a gas-powered vehicle be allowed on your platform?
No. If we're doing our job, we're going to be all electric.
Did you hear what he just said? Did you hear what he just said? He said that if a driver does not switch over to electric by 2030, then they're not going to be able to work for Uber. So, yeah, let me roll that back one more time for you.
It's a Tesla, a Polestar, a Ford Mach-E. These are great cars.
What is kind of the end goal of putting so many more EVs on your platform?
By 2030, we have a target to be fully electric in the US, Canada, and Europe.
By 2030, will a driver who is driving a gas-powered vehicle be allowed on your platform?
No. If we're doing our job, we're going to be all electric.
In the U.S., transportation is the single largest source of planet-warming greenhouse gas emissions.
Beautiful. We have the Uber logo. I love it.
Uber is trying to slash its carbon footprint.
Hello.
How's it going?
By incentivizing its drivers to switch to EVs.
But these are not cheap.
No, they're not cheap. We need electric vehicles that cost $20,000, $30,000 versus $50,000 to $60,000.
Uber says it's going to spend $800 million to offset some costs for its drivers. It's paying them an extra $1 for every EV trip they make and providing discounts on charging. Uber is partnering with Hertz, where drivers can now rent Teslas on a weekly or monthly basis.
No pressure. I know it's not every day.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? He said renting Teslas on a weekly or monthly basis. You'll owe nothing and you'll be happy. You know, if people will not be able to buy a Tesla outright, so they'll have to rent it. You know, rent the car in order to do Uber. I mean, if I was to get a Tesla, the only thing I like about it is that they claim that you can get up to 300 miles off one charge. And what I heard is that it costs like $20 to charge it. I don't know if that's changed since I heard that. But, you know, you'd probably save a lot of money on gas, but you're going to have to be making, you know, $400 or $500 monthly payments plus insurance. And if anything goes bad with the car, it costs thousands of dollars. But yeah, Uber and Lyft have committed to the United Nations 2030 agenda, and they've committed to going green. So you got about 5 years left to get an electric car if you still plan to be doing Uber and Lyft. And you know what's crazy is that even if you, that's probably gonna cut out like 90% of Uber drivers. So there's a lot of people out there that say that, you know, Uber and Lyft is oversaturated with drivers. A lot of the poor people that can't afford an electric car are not going to be able to drive anymore. But yeah, so the ones that's left is going to be the ones that have electric cars. And even that's not guaranteed because Uber is working on their driverless cars. Yeah, yeah, man. A lot of people are gonna be out of a job, you know, with going green and automation and AI coming out. A lot of people are gonna be out of a job, and you know, inflation's gonna keep going up. Inflation's gonna keep going up. Rent keeps going up. Shit, my rent got raised $75 after I stayed here for a year. I mean, that's not bad, but still, like, nothing changed. You know, there was no extra improvements to the apartment. They just decided to raise my rent an extra 75. You know, everything's going up except for my paycheck. Yeah, it's crazy. You know, a regular job, a regular job just ain't cutting it no more. You gotta have multiple jobs and side hustles. But the real thing is to figure out some way to make passive income. That's the only way you're gonna survive, man. You gotta have passive income, and you gotta be able to try to keep up with the rate of inflation. Otherwise, you ain't gonna make it. Yeah, it's impossible. You know, my first check, you know, I get paid bi-monthly. My first check goes to all bills. You know, luckily I got my car when I did because the prices of used cars have just skyrocketed. You know, I think I got my car in like right around 2020 when them stimulus checks came out. I had got my car for 4,700. You know, it's a Chevy Cobalt. It's a nice car, a nice little car. It's a two door. It's a four cylinder. It's great on gas, you know, but the price of gas just keeps going up. But man, I got my car for 4,700. When I got it, I put three down, and then I uh I paid six, and then I got lucky because they gave me my stimulus check, and I used my stimulus check to pay off the rest of the car, and then so that's how I got it paid off. But I've had this car for a couple years now, you know, and I've been wanting to like maybe trade it in or get another one. But the prices of used cars are like $7 to $10,000. Like you can't get a car. You used to be able to get something for like 2 bands back in the day. Like that was just a couple years ago. You can't get nothing for that now. Nothing good, you know? Like yeah, man, the whole economy is just messed up, man. Home prices, rent prices, car prices, gas prices. It's crazy. It's yeah, man. This is just some advice, but man, try to hold on to that car as long as you possibly can, man. Fix stuff on it. Take care of it because car prices are way too expensive right now. I'm waiting. They say that the car market is I'm gonna start crashing. You know, so I'm waiting for that. They say a lot of people are getting their cars repoed right now. They say it's like 10, 20,000 cars repoed every day. A lot of people went out there and bought Challengers and Hellcats and couldn't afford them. Now they're getting repoed. And so it's supposed, it's gonna be a lot of cars hitting the market, and that's supposed to make the price of cars go down. But I haven't seen it yet. You know, used car prices are outrageous, and don't even try to. Oh, shout out to Immortal Souls. Let me double check. Yeah, man, used car prices are out of control, and don't even try to buy nothing off of like Facebook Marketplace or anything like that. I can't trust I can't trust anybody on the streets to buy a car from. Like I've bought so many cars that broke down on me after I bought them. It was just a waste of money. People will get over on you if they can. There's people on Craigslist selling cars that have blown head gaskets and all type of shit wrong with them, and they want $3,000 for them. They're tripping. You're tripping. What the? Put? Why would I give you $3,000 for a car that doesn't even drive? Yeah, broccoli, beans, and noodles and water too, because price of food is gonna keep going up. It's gonna keep going up. Supply chains breaking down. You know, there's the U.S. ships getting shot at through over there in the Middle East. Trying to transport goods and shit. We might see a supply shock. But yeah, so like 2030 is a very critical year. You know, their plan is to, bankrupt the country and make everybody poor by 2030 so they can introduce their CBDC. And so we got to do what we got to do to survive this shit. Yeah, man, Flair's making major moves right now. I was over here looking at the price. It's dropped a little bit. I'm waiting to see if I should buy some right now or wait till it drops a little bit more because it's still up on the day, 26%. If it drops below 2 cents, if it drops below 2 cents again, it might be time to buy. you know, it might not go that low again. Because of the news. But yeah, I'm just sitting here watching the price because I got to get 50,000 flare to stake, and I got to get some Songbird because I'm gonna need the Songbird when F assets launch on Songbird, and I also need this S-Fin too. So yeah, Songbird still cheap, less than a penny for $1,000. You can no for $814. Oh, it's up a little bit more, so it's probably a little bit more, but for about $800 right now, you can get 100,000 Songbird. Yeah, they eat the groceries. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. But yeah, so 2030, you got about you got about 5 years to do whatever it is you gonna do because this agenda 2030 agenda, they all they talk about is climate change and reducing carbon emissions. They're gonna reduce travel. They want to reduce travel by 2030. You're not gonna be able to travel as much. You know, they want to get us all in 15-minute cities, and only the rich will be able to travel like that. Everybody else is going to be locked down in a 15-minute city and probably plugged into the metaverse. They said by 2050 they believe that they're going to reduce travel to zero by 2050. So you probably got, if you're planning on getting outside of the United States, you only got so many years left. Yeah. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible the future is gonna be like Blade Runner or some shit. It's crazy. This is a nightmare. Like 2020 was like a fucked up year, man. That shit fucked up everything. It still feels like yesterday. It was just yesterday, but now we're already in 2024. Time seems like time is speeding up. And they're trying to speed up um, their 2030 agenda. They want to reduce carbon. They want us to eat less meat, and they want us to own nothing and be happy. Did y'all hear about the Tyson food? Tyson's Food has partnered with this insect company because they want people to eat the bugs. Did y'all see that? It's not a coincidence that there was over a hundred a hundred different food processing plants that caught on fire. I think that was during 2020. But just imagine all the food that was lost, all the food that was lost, all the food processing factories that had to be shut down. And now Tyson's Foods has partnered with an insect company because they're going to start putting the bugs in the food in the United States, you know? And so, they already got, I think, clone meat in the stores. Now they're going to have insects in the stores. And you got to be careful with what you buy. You got to read the label. You got to read the label of the stuff that you're buying because they're not going they're not going to say directly um it's not going to say crickets in the ingredients, you know, but they might have some technical term, some scientific term in there that means crushed crickets or some dumb shit. Isn't that crazy? I'm not eating that shit either. Shout out to Chew Finder. I'm not eating that either. What the hell? They are tripping. Like this this reality is insane. Like I would never want to eat no bugs or nothing like that. Like they got me fucked up. But yeah, let me play this video for you guys.
When Doug and Andre came to TurboTax, we navigated a turbulent. Tyson has reached an agreement for a twofold investment with Protix. It's a leading global insect ingredients company. That investment will support the growth of the emerging insect ingredient industry and expand the use of insect ingredient solutions. Tyson and Protix also joining together for the operation and construction of an insect ingredient facility. Once that is complete, it'll be the first at-scale facility of its kind to upcycle food manufacturing byproducts into high-quality insect proteins and lipids, primarily to be used in the pet food
BlackRock Industries. All right, let's take a live.
Out of pocket, bro. So yeah, let me show you the company. It's called Protix. They said. So this is their YouTube channel. These people farm insects and turn them into food. Yeah, man. If this crypto stuff moves, I would like to buy some land, get some chickens of my own. I want to try to grow some vegetables because, I never grew anything. I just want to test to see if I could do it, see if I have a green thumb. But, like, this is the future that they want to give us. If this happens, man, I'm just going to go vegetarian. I'm just going to eat lettuce. I'm not eating no bugs, bro. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not doing it. I don't care. That's crazy. Tyson's Foods is gonna be putting bugs in the food. Yeah, and they want to kill all the shout out to Immortal Souls. They want to kill all the cows. What would happen if they killed all the cows and cows go extinct, or they kill all the chickens and chickens go extinct or some shit? Do you know how much of a loss that would be to like the food system? But man, these people are insane wanting to put bugs in our food. Well, you'll have a steak, you'll have a synthetic steak, you'll have a 3D printed steak. You'll have a 3D printed steak, bruh. And it's gonna taste just like the real thing. You know, in a few, you seen the Matrix when the dude ate the fake steak? That's gonna be our future. So yeah, they want us to eat the bugs, and they want us to live in the pod. Yeah, this was another article that came out a couple of months ago. San Francisco renting tiny pods for $900 a month. Look at this. Look at this. This is like a bunk bed. What the hell is that? This is a bunk bed. $900 a month for that. Bro, it's barely enough. It's like a twin bed on a bunk bed, and they give you it comes with like this place that you can charge your phone or something, but I think that's what is that? It looks like a TV mount, but look, no privacy, none, no privacy whatsoever. $900 a month to live in a pod. They said we will live in the pod. Digital stake in the metaverse. Yeah, that's our future. That's crazy. the digital stake will be made made out of bugs. Yeah, I'd rather live in my car than pay $900 a month to live in a pod. Yeah, but if rent if rent keeps going up, if the price of rent keeps going up, we all gonna be living in a pod, or we all gonna be living in tents. You know, you think inflation is bad right now? Wait till they drop interest rates and start printing again. You know, the country we are $34 trillion in debt right now, and they want to drop rates and print more money. That's gonna cause more inflation. You're gonna lose more purchasing power. It's gonna make the price of everything keep going up, and that's another reason why I'm in crypto. Because the more they print, the more value the dollar's gonna lose. The more crypto's gonna go up. But yeah, one job is not enough because inflation is going to continue to go up. All right, True Finder, thanks for coming. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm just talking. I appreciate you guys joining the stream. But yeah, it's just a lot of stuff I've been thinking about. We got about 5 years left till 2030, and so you got to be making moves right now to do whatever it is that you're trying to do because yeah, Mark Zuckerberg is buying a $200 million bunker right now. He's building an underground base, so when everything kicks off, he's gonna be underground while we all kill each other on land. You know, they're talking about a civil war. Um, they came out with a civil war movie, predictive programming. There's a lot of people that say that if Donald Trump wins, it's gonna cause riots and civil war. You know, the border problem. There's a lot of people coming into the country now, and Donald Trump said that if he wins presidency, he's going to do the biggest deportation operation, in the history of this country. And so you have all these people coming in to the border. They're not just gonna leave peacefully, you know. They're not. These people are coming in getting all type of benefits, rent paid for, free health care, all off the taxpayer dollars, while we're going homeless in the streets. And this is being done on purpose, you know, to break the system. Hospitals are being overloaded. Um, and and that gives them the perfect opportunity to bring in digital IDs. You know, digital IDs to verify who is a citizen in this country and who's not. Donald Trump talked about bringing in digital IDs. I don't know if you guys seen that or not. Nikki Haley said that she wants every person on the internet to be KYC. So, Immortal Souls, you wouldn't be Immortal Souls anymore. You probably have your government name right there. I wouldn't be RPU Reloaded. They would probably have my government name, but or that account would be KYC'd so they would know it was me. But she said that she wanted everybody on the internet to be KYC'd so people would think about what they say on the internet before they say it. And it would be a lot easier for people to be prosecuted for saying the wrong thing or canceled. You know? Yeah. If we're all KYC'd on the internet and we say something crazy or we say something against the system, they could destroy us. They could cancel us, shut down our social media accounts. There's people out there in the UK, politicians that are getting debanked from banks, getting their bank accounts closed down because of stuff that they said against the system. This is the future that we're going to. Let me show you that. Let me show you what Nikki Haley said. And I'll show you what Donald Trump said about digital IDs too, if you haven't seen that. So yeah, Nikki Haley says that she wants ID verification on social media.
You do what God called you to do. You show up. You put Nikki Haley wants to abolish anonymity on the internet, a stance that was winning her absolutely zero support from conservatives. That's right, the 2024 GOP presidential candidate recently said that social media platforms should be forced to verify users' identities in order to protect national security. Let's listen.
When I get into office, the first thing we have to do, social media accounts, social media companies, they have to show America their algorithms. Let us see why they're pushing what they're pushing. The second thing is every person on social media should be verified by their name. That's, first of all, it's a national security threat. When you do that, all of a sudden people have to stand by what they say, and it gets rid of the Russian bots, the Iranian bots, and the Chinese bots. And then you're going to get some civility when people know their name is next to what they say,
Accountability.
and they know their pastor and their family member is going to see it. It's going to help our kids, and it's going to help our country.
Yeah, that's why I love the internet. We can be anonymous. Like, first of all, Nikki Haley is not gonna win against Trump. Like, there's no way. First of all, she's talking about when I get in office. Like, you're not getting into office. But second, like, anonymity has been a part of the internet forever. Like, trolling has been a part of the internet forever. Like, people troll and make jokes of other people. But people have gotten so soft and sensitive these days, you can't say anything. Like, you say the wrong thing, you'll be canceled. So, like, and now, you know, they want to make it where everybody's KYC'd on the internet. So, if I say something crazy or against the system, then, they know it's me. They could send the thought police to my house. Like, back in 2020 in Australia, Australia was watching people's Facebook pages and going to people's houses and questioning them about the things that they would say on Facebook, you know, against the system, against the pandemic. Like, it's crazy, you know? And they passed a law in Australia where they could take over your social media accounts and, like, post stuff for you. Yeah, the churches have fallen all the way off, you know? I personally, I don't belong to any particular church, but I have a Bible. I read the Bible. Um, I'd rather have a personal relationship with God than let a pastor lead me astray. But that's just me, though. But yeah, this lady is saying that she wants everybody on the internet to be KYC. Now let me show you. Let me show you what Donald Trump said about digital ID. Hold on, guys. Oh, here we go. So this is Donald Trump saying that we need the biometric entry exit visa tracking system, basically digital ID. You're gonna need you're gonna need biometric data to get in and out of the country.
Number 8, we will finally complete the biometric entry exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. For years, Congress has required biometric entry-exit visa tracking systems, but it has never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no action, never happens, never happens. Hillary Clinton, all talk. Unfortunately, when there is action, it's always the wrong decision. Do you ever notice? In my administration, we will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, it will be in air. We will have a proper tracking system. Approximately half of new illegal immigrants came on temporary visas and then never ever left. Why should they? Nobody's telling them to leave. Stay as long as you want. We'll take care of you. Beyond violating our laws, visa overstays pose, and they really are a big problem, pose a substantial threat to national security. The 9/11 Commission said that this tracking system should be a high priority and would have assisted law enforcement and intelligence officials in August and September 2001 in conducting a search for 2 of the 9/11 hijackers that were in the United States on expired visas. And you know what that would have meant. What that could have meant. Wouldn't that have been wonderful, right? What that could have meant. Last year alone, nearly 500,000 individuals overstayed their temporary visas. Removing visa overstays will be a top priority of my administration.
But yeah, y'all get the point. Donald Trump said that he wants some type of biometric tracking system. Nikki Haley is saying that she wants everyone on the internet to be KYC. All of this is coming down the pipeline. And then to confirm it, I'm gonna show you this article from Corium. So yeah, this article right here really opened my eyes. This is the Corium partnership with Zangle, which is in South Korea, right? South Korea is like one of the biggest crypto hubs in the world. And in here they talk about digital IDs. See? Right here. I don't know if y'all can see it. Yeah. Okay. My computer was messing up. 1 second. Yeah, so this is the partnership with Corium and Zangle. Right here it talks about digital IDs. It says South Korea boasts a robust technological infrastructure with its government ardently championing the cause of blockchain technology. This support has given rise to a thriving and expanding blockchain ecosystem. In fact, the nation plans to introduce blockchain-based digital IDs by 2024. So we have digital IDs. We have digital IDs coming to South Korea in 2024. And you know that the rest of the world is probably not far behind. So we have we have CBDCs and digital IDs coming. Um, there's another article. I believe it's another article from Corium that talks about CBDCs, and it says basically 98% of the countries, 98% of the world's nations, you know GDP countries are working on CBDCs. So this is pretty much going to be implemented worldwide. It's no escape from this. I can't find I don't think this is the article right here, but there was a part in here where they talked about CBDCs with negative interest rates. You know, they have the system, set up where the governments can create CBDCs and put all these specifications in it, freezing, whitelisting, and the CBDCs will be interoperable. But they're talking about negative interest rates. So you know that negative interest rates are in the pipeline. Once once um, the system crashes and they force everyone to switch over to the new system, then they could go negative interest rates and just start taking. Um, You're just gonna lose value. Uh, your money. You're just gonna lose value on your money. You're not gonna be able to pull it out. Can you imagine the outrage that's gonna happen when these banks crash and they do bail-ins and they tell these people that their money has been turned into digital tokens because the banks ran off with their money. Can you imagine the outrage? And then on top of that, they do a everybody has to take a haircut of 10% on their money. So if you had let's say you had $100,000 in the bank, they do a 10% haircut. You only got $10,000 in the bank, and it could happen in the blink of an eye. You know, we've already seen a bunch of banks fail. I think over the past year, Silver, Silicon Valley, um, Credit Suisse. All it takes is for one big bank to go down, and the whole system goes down. They already told us that bail-ins were coming. And they said it would most likely happen on a Friday night, so all the banks will be closed. Then they could just, collapse the system and run off with everyone's money. Then they'll implement CBDCs. And you know what's crazy about CBDCs is that the CBDCs will be interoperable. That's what Corium said. So we got all these governments building CBDCs with Ripple. those CBDCs will be interoperable with Corium. So like you'll be able to bridge your CBDCs from the XRP ledger to Corium. But the crazy part is that you got all of the innovation with CBDCs and you don't get none of the value because all of the value, when they start doing cross-border payments, transactions, and settlements with CBDCs, all of that value will be passing through XRP. So, but you hold CBDCs, which is a stable coin. Like you don't get none of the value. You don't get none of the value. You just have a stable coin. XRP is gonna be deflationary and it's going to appreciate over time. So it's like you get all of the innovation, but you don't get none of the value. That's crazy, you know. All of the value, will be passing through the interledger protocol and XRP. Like when people, like let's say people don't want, like if people don't want to hold the U.S. CBDC, especially countries that don't trust the U.S., you know, they won't want to touch the U.S. CBDC. So for the U.S. to send value to another country, they would have to take that value in the U.S. CBDC, turn it into XRP, and then transfer it to that country, and then that country would receive the XRP in the dollar amount in their country, and they'd sell it, and then they would get the value, in their native currency. But yeah, like all that value is going to be passing through XRP, and CBDC holders are going to get none of the benefits from this new financial system. And XRP holders are just going to keep getting richer and richer because XRP is deflationary, it's got a burn rate, and it's going to appreciate over time. That's going to be the two-tier society, man. Those who hold digital assets that are going to be appreciating, and those that hold CBDCs with negative interest rates. People that are going to be holding CBDCs with negative interest rates, those are going to be slaves. Literal digital slaves. Because they'll never be able to save anything up. Those CBDCs could have expiration dates, so they're going to have to spend the money before the time limit. And there's going to be a limit on how much CBDCs that they can hold at one time. I think Christine Lagarde said that with the digital euro, they said they wanted to have some controls over it. Like they want to make it where like you can't hold more than 10,000 digital euro at one time. Like that would be the maximum amount that you could hold. Like what would happen if you had 10,000 US CBDC, digital euros, and like you had more money coming in? Like would you just not get that? Would the transaction just not go through? Or if somebody sent the money, would that money disappear? Like that's crazy. And so like with these people only able to hold a certain amount of money, they'll never be able to save. They'll never be able to retire. These people will have to work until they die, pretty much. You know, if they're not able to get their hands on XRP, there's going to be financial institutions using it to, make transactions. It's going to be used in derivatives and all other kind of things. It's going to be really hard, once XRP gets the utility going, it's going to be hard for people to get their hands on it. Or if they do get their hands on it, it's going to be at a very high price. Especially once people realize that CBDCs have negative interest rates and XRP is like a store of value. People will be rushing to get out of CBDCs, you know, anything just to store some value. You know, by that time it'll probably be too late. XRP will probably be $100. You know, and the crypto space is like growing so fast. Yeah, yeah, I believe it. He might come by 2030. You know, that's probably why they're trying to rush this 2030 agenda because they know that he's about to come back. This life is so short. You know, it's over. It's here. We here today. We gone to tomorrow. You know, if this shit don't hurry up, it's really not even gonna matter. What is XRPH? Is that like XRP on another blockchain? Yeah, man. The XRP, I mean the SEC set us back like, man, going on 3 years now. I thought XRP would have moved. Oh, XRP healthcare. Yeah, I've been seeing that on Twitter. I've been seeing that. All right, bro. I appreciate you joining the stream. Yeah, I'm just ranting and stuff. I just wanted to tap in with you guys, see how you guys are doing out there. You know, 2023 was an ugly year, but we made it. But 2024 is about to be a wild year, and it's an election year. But yeah, man, I was just on here looking at the flare prices, man, songbird prices, getting ready to buy some and stake. Look, it's dropping a little bit more too. It might drop. It might drop below 2 cents. What is the lockable drink dispensers? Is that like a vending machine? Yeah, man. Did y'all hear they talking about another disease called Disease X coming out? Right on time for the election, man. Shit's crazy. Yeah, you know, if you want to talk about that, we can talk about that. It's coming. Oh, I can show you this video. Have you guys seen that video about Yuval Harari made a video talking about? Well, you've probably heard it before, but he's talking about putting chips in our brains and chips in our hand and talking about how the world is going to be ruled by a group of superhumans while the rest of us will be considered like this useless class, useless eaters. You know, technology is advancing so much at an exponential rate. Most people, most people won't be able to, know where to start. But they're gonna push that chip in the brain, the Neuralink, like it's the hottest thing since sliced bread. Just imagine. Um, they wanna upgrade humans like they want us to be like computers. I grew up around computers. I love electronics, but I never wanted to merge with electronics. Like, I mean, I thought Mega Man was cool. I thought cybernetic stuff was cool, but I never thought I would ever want to merge with technology, you know. But they're pushing this transhumanism stuff. It's also a part of the Agenda 2030. You know, we will be plugged into the matrix literally. Like, imagine in the future there was a video with Dr. Ben Goertzel on London Real. Dr. Ben Goertzel made the token Singularity Net, and he also created an AI robot. Um, but he said, just imagine in the future where you can download information to your brain. Like, let's say you want to learn Spanish. Instead of teaching yourself Spanish, you would download Spanish to your brain and you'd be able to speak Spanish. Like, how crazy is that? Or he also said, like, you would be able to download emotions. Let's say you're sad and you want to feel happy. You could download the emotion happy into your brain and be happy. Like, how crazy is that? Artificial emotions, artificial memories. This the chip in the brain is a Pandora's box, because if they can if you can receive information into your brain, then you can send information to your brain, from your brain. So it's like a two-way connection to your brain. And just imagine, you know, they could like insert false memories into your brain, or they could erase memories from your brain. Just imagine that. Or like they can like, activate certain parts of your brain to make your arms move and stuff. And just imagine somebody being able to take control of your body remotely by connecting to that chip. Like, that's scary. That is scary. You know. Have you guys have you guys seen that Black Mirror episode where the lady was watching Netflix, but like it would play like a show of her, everything that she did? Just imagine somebody being able to plug into your brain to see everything that you did. They will also be able to read our thoughts too. Like, that's really scary. Yeah, man. This biometric digital web.
Bam! Hello, Fresh. Guys, shrimp spaghetti with the kick is what we're gonna make.
The walls are closing in. The digital walls are closing in, and they're closing in fast. And so we only have a couple of years left to do what we need to do. And if we're gonna make it, because if you don't make moves now, you're gonna be stuck with CBDCs. Yeah, I hold XRP. I'm big on XRP. I'm big on XRP and ALGO. Those are my two biggest bags. XRP and ALGO for the win. Why? Because XRP and ALGO are both being used in derivatives. The derivatives market is a multi-quadrillion dollar market. And I believe it was Linda P. Jones. She said, um, if XRP was to, let's say, take 1% of the derivatives market, then XRP would be $1,800. You know, and Ripple has already said that there are going to be multiple winners. And Algorand was also chosen to work with derivatives. I can show you this too if you haven't already seen it. So Ripple joined the ISDA. This is the International Swaps and Derivatives Association. The derivatives market is worth over $1.2 quadrillion. And if Ripple can just get 1%, corner 1% of this market, I heard that XRP could hit $1,800. Linda P. Jones also said, if Ripple was to, replace Swift, that XRP could hit $1,200. Just imagine if XRP does both of those things, replace Swift and is used in derivatives. That would put XRP at like $3,000 a coin, 1,800 plus 1,200. So I mean that's why I'm never gonna sell all of my XRP. I'm gonna try to hold on to my XRP as long as I can. I really just need to cash out some money to pay off my debts, and then I'm good. I can let the rest ride. But yeah, Ripple is joining the International Swaps and Derivatives Association. But Algorand is also joining the ISDA. Mm. See if I can find this article. And I had it. I seen it. I might have to find it on Twitter because the article is not showing up on Google. But XRP, XRP and Algorand for the win, bro. That's crazy. $9,000 a coin. You know how freaking rich I'd be if I held on to all of it? Yeah. You see right here, it says, don't forget, Algorand is the only blockchain that is in a partnership with the ISDA. Well, no, it's actually Algorand and Ripple. And Algorand, I believe this was recent. I'm trying to find the article. I seen this article not too long ago. But look, they on the website as one of their members, ISDA member, Algorand. And so Algorand has a smaller supply than XRP. So just imagine the price of Algorand if Algorand was to get into derivatives. They said that if XRP was to corner 1% of the derivatives market, XRP would hit $1,800, and XRP has a $100 billion token supply. Algorand has a 10 billion token supply. So just imagine the price of Algorand if Algorand was to corner 1% of the derivatives market. Can you imagine the price? And that's why, like, man, I really want to cash out this bull run, but I really don't want to sell all of my tokens. Like, if XRP, like, if XRP hit $10, I'd be able to cash out 10,000 XRP for 100,000. But man, I might regret that later. Like David Schwartz said, he sold 40,000 ETH to pay for some repairs on his house, and that ETH is worth $100 million today. Like, man, I really do need, I really need to cash out though to pay off some debts, and after that I'm good. I could just let the rest of my crypto just ride. But I'm never gonna sell all of my crypto. Yeah. So yeah, XRP and Algorand for the win. And it's probably gonna be all of the ISO tokens are probably gonna be involved with derivatives. XDC, HBAR, Quant. This is the new financial system. So yeah, I will never want to sell all of my Algorand or my XRP. Yeah. And so yeah, by 2030 these coins are probably going to be in the thousands of dollars, if not the hundreds of dollars. You know, that's just 5 years from now, but that 5 years is going to be here and gone in the blink of an eye. Like, we're already in 2024, and it just felt like it was just 2020. So this stuff crosses my mind every day. You know, I'm over here thinking about electric cars, Agenda 2030, World War III, like all that. We got so much stuff going on at the same time. We got all of this. I just showed you the bug. They putting bugs in our food. Let me show you this video from Yuval Harari where he's talking about putting the chip in our brain, and how companies like Google and Amazon are going to have access to our brain and our thoughts. Can you imagine how scary that is? Like, they already spy on the stuff that. Okay, I appreciate you, Immortal Souls. Thank you for joining the stream. They already spy on us and provide shoot ads directed towards us based on the stuff that we search for on the internet. They will be able to know everything about us with a chip in our brain. They will be able to know what we're going to do before we even do it. And they will be able to send ads towards us that are so personal that it's going to be unreal, because they would know everything about you. They would be able to read your thoughts. They would be able to read your emotions. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one.
This is maybe the most important thing to know. This is maybe the most important thing to know about living right now in the 21st century. that we are now hackable animals. We have the technology to decipher how humans, or what you think, what you want, to predict human choices, to manipulate human desires in ways which were never possible before. Basically, to hack a human being, you need two things. You need a lot of data, especially biometric data. Not just about where you go and what you buy, but what is happening inside your body and inside your brain. And secondly, you need a lot of computing power to make sense of all that data. Now, previously in history, this was never possible. Nobody had enough data and enough computing power to hack human beings. Even if the KGB or the Gestapo followed you around 24 hours a day, eavesdropping on every conversation you had, watching everybody you meet, still they did not have the biological knowledge to really understand what's happening inside you. And they certainly didn't have the computing power necessary to make sense even of the data they were able to collect. So the KGB could not really understand you, could not really predict all your choices or manipulate all your desires and so forth. But now it's changing. What the KGB couldn't do, corporations and governments today are beginning to be able to do. And this is because of the merger of the revolution in biotech. We are getting better in understanding what's happening inside us, in the body, in the brain. And at the same time, the revolution in infotech, which gives us the computing power necessary. When you put the two together, when infotech merges with biotech, what you get is the ability to create algorithms that understand me better than I understand myself. And then these algorithms can not just predict my choices, but also manipulate my desires and basically sell me anything, whether it's a product or a politician.
You can search the web with real and organic search results, and do it without anyone tracking your activity or data. We ourselves use Atlas VPN to protect our data online. Atlas VPN is more than just any other VPN. It blocks all malicious links, ads, and trackers, and notifies you when someone is trying to spy on or steal your data. If you want to grab Atlas VPN, they have a great deal going on right now for just $1.70 a month and 6 months extra for free. We've provided a link in the description you can use to grab this deal. Try it out with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Not only does it protect your data, it also keeps your searches completely private. Also, protect unlimited devices at once. No limits are set. One subscription only for the best price. That's why we use Atlas. Oh, did we forget to mention it saves you a lot of money booking online? It's that easy. Grab Atlas VPN using the link in the description and secure your data today.
One of the things many people don't realize about the AI revolution and the automation revolution, they imagine it as some kind of one-time event. We have the big AI revolution in 2025. You have all these truck drivers and taxi drivers and doctors and whatever losing their jobs. You have a few difficult years of adjustment, and then eventually you have the new, brave new world of AI with a new equilibrium. And this is an extremely unlikely scenario, because we are nowhere near the maximum potential of AI. The speed in which it develops is only likely to accelerate. So what we are really going to face is a cascade of ever bigger revolutions in the job market and in many other areas of life, relationships, politics, and so forth. So you have a big disruption in 2025. You have an even bigger disruption in 2035, an even bigger one in 2045, and so forth. And if you look, say, the job market, so okay, you were a truck driver, and they no longer need you, but there is new demand for yoga teachers. So you somehow reinvent yourself at age 40. I'm no longer a truck driver, now I'm a yoga teacher. It's very difficult, you somehow do it. 10 years later, no need of yoga teachers, thank you very much. We now have these amazing applications connected with biometric sensors to your body. They know exactly what you're doing with every tiny muscle. As you do this posture or that posture, no human yoga teacher can compete with that. You're out of job. You have to reinvent yourself again as a designer of virtual world games. And you do it somehow. But 10 years later, you have to do it again, because this too has now been automated. And even if you get support from the government and there is all these education for adults systems, the really big question is, again, it's psychological. do we as human beings have the mental stability and the emotional intelligence necessary to reinvent ourselves repeatedly? And when you're 20, what you're doing is basically to reinvent yourself or to invent yourself for the first time, and it is very difficult. When you're 30, it's even more difficult, but you somehow do it. But when you get to be 40, 50, 60, it becomes more and more difficult. You have more to let go of. I've invested so much in building this career, this personality, these skills. To give it all up and start again from a new, it's so difficult. So I don't know whether we can do it.
Let me just pause right here, man. That was a lot in that first half, man. He said this revolution that we're going through is going to be exponential, and people believe that there's just going to be one major revolution and then it's going to be over. No, he said this there's going to be multiple different revolutions within this new paradigm that we're about to be living in. Like AI is going to make a lot of people lose their jobs. A lot of people won't be able to continuously adapt to new changes. You know, he said, a lot of people are going to be out of a job, like transportation. I work in transportation, so I think about this all the time. It's only a matter of time before my job is replaced by a robot. Um, my side hustle. Ooh, I do Uber. Uber has committed to the United Nations Agenda 2030. They have pledged to make all their cars go electric. If I don't upgrade to an electric car by 2030, I'm going to lose my side hustle. So I could be just completely out of work, you know? Then you have inflation going up. My check's not going to continue to keep up with inflation, so um, if I don't do something, if I don't make moves to create passive income streams and somehow try to keep up with the rate of inflation, I'm not going to be able to survive. And if I don't have a job, I'm definitely not going to be able to survive if I don't have money coming in. And this is the society that we're headed towards. I mean, how are all these boomers going to be able to adapt? And some people are stuck in their ways. They don't want to change, but change is happening. So people will be forced to adapt. But when people adapt, he said that the system's going to change again because AI is going to be constantly expanding and growing because these machines are going to have machine learning. We're going to have quantum computers. Like, it's going to be insane. So he said, like, let's say he said you're a truck driver. You lose your truck driving job. You have to reinvent yourself as a yoga instructor. So now you're making yoga videos on YouTube, but then AI takes that over. They create some type of artificial yoga instructor that out does your job. So then you're out of a job again. So you have to reinvent yourself again. So now he said you're building AI virtual worlds, but then that gets taken over by AI. So what do you do? What do you do? I mean, the only way that we're going to be able to survive that I see is staking our crypto and providing liquidity. That's probably going to be the only way that we're going to be able to survive. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. I appreciate that, Ming. But yeah, one job is not enough to survive out here, and if you think you're gonna stay on that job for a long time and retire and get a pension, it's not happening. Like, people are losing their jobs, they're losing their pensions, they're gonna be losing their savings, and they're gonna be, this is what the government wants anyway, because they want to put everybody on universal basic income with CBDCs and negative interest rates. So, man, you only got a couple years left to make moves and make stuff happen, because once this digital web is around us, you're going to be locked in. And they're going to know everything that you do, and they're going to know everything about you. But yeah, let's continue the second half of this video, because it gets even crazier.
We haven't seen nothing yet. We are still just at the tip of this revolution. The entire liberal democratic system is built on philosophical ideas we've inherited from the 18th century, especially the idea of free will, which underlies the basic mottos of the liberal worldview, like the voter knows best, the customer is always right, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, follow your heart, do what feels good. All these liberal mottos, which are the foundation of our political and economic system, they assume that the ultimate authority is the free choices of individuals. This was okay for the last 2 or 3 centuries, because even though free will was always a myth and not a scientific reality, I mean, science knows of only 2 kinds of processes in nature. It knows about deterministic processes, and it knows about random processes. And their combination results in probabilistic processes. But randomness and probability, they are not freedom. They mean that I can't predict your actions. Now, up till now in history, the humans were so complicated that from a practical perspective, it still made sense to believe in free will. Because nobody could understand you better than you understand yourself. You had this inner realm of desires and thoughts and feelings, which you had privileged access. The privileged access now belongs to corporations like Google. They can have access to things happening ultimately inside my body and brain, which I don't know about. There is somebody out there, not just one, all kinds of corporations and governments, that maybe not today, maybe in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, they will have privileged access to what's happening inside me, more privileged than my access. They could understand what is happening in my brain better than I understand it. You don't have to give them permission. I mean, in some countries, maybe you have no choice at all. But even in a democracy like the United States, a lot of the information that enables an external entity to hack you, nobody asks you whether you want to give it away or not. Now, at present, most of the data that is being collected on humans is still from the skin outwards. We haven't seen nothing yet. We are still just at the tip of this revolution, because at present, whether it's Google and Facebook and Amazon, or whether it's the government or whatever, they are trying to understand people, mainly on the basis of what I search, what I buy, where I go, who I meet. It's all external. The really big revolution, which is coming very quickly, will be when the AI revolution, machine learning and all that, the infotech revolution, meets and merges with the biotech revolution and goes under the skin.
The microchip actually in his hand. The tiny implant is the latest advance in a biohacking technology.
It serves as his keys, his ID, and his wallet.
Well, biometric sensors or even external devices, now we are developing the ability, for example, to know the blood pressure of individuals just by looking at them. You don't need to put a sensor on a person. Just by looking at the face, you can tell what is the blood pressure of that individual. And by analyzing tiny movements in the eyes, in the mouth, you can tell all kinds of things from the current mood of the person. Are you angry? Are you bored? To things like sexual orientation.
Biometric systems can recognize a person's specific physical attributes, their fingerprints, facial features, iris, or retina. The technology is already used around the world.
So we are talking about a world in which humans are no longer a black box. Nobody really understands what happens inside, so we say, okay, free will. No, the box is open, and it's open to others, certain others, more than it is open to you. You don't understand what's happening in your brain, but some corporation or government or organization could understand them.
Man, that's deep, man. That's that's a lot to take in. Like, okay, he's saying, we have in the digital revolution and the biological revolution, and they're about to merge. And he said that this system is coming very quickly. And CB asked me, does this stuff cross my mind daily? Yeah, it crosses my mind daily. It keeps me up at night, because this system is coming very, very fast. Biometrics, digital IDs, CBDCs, surveillance under the skin, it's all coming, you know? And things are, we're moving into the information age and it's coming so fast, you know? A lot of people are going to be out of jobs, you know? A lot of people aren't going to be able to take care of themselves, so they're going to be stuck with universal basic income. And like we're moving towards this cybernetic transhumanist digital paradigm, you know? And a lot of people will probably take the chip in their brain in order to keep up with the advancements of society, you know? Just think of all the stuff that's happening within the crypto space. The crypto space is growing exponentially. The average person won't be able to keep up with all of it and won't know where to start. But just imagine if they had a device in their brain where they could just scan the internet, with their thoughts and download information like a computer. Like that's crazy. That's what they wanna put us in. And the crazy part is that, like he said, with a chip in your brain, corporations and governments would have access to your most inner thoughts. And like Ming said, they would be able to manipulate your desires. You know, let's say that they know that you like baddies or you like gamer girls, and they want to set you up. They could set you up with a gamer girl and have the gamer girl take you out. Or they would be able to access your brain remotely and like stimulate your brain to make your body move and take control of your body like a remote control robot or something. It's really Pandora's box, and once they go down that route, there's no going back. Because they could control your mind and your thoughts, and if they can't control your mind and your thoughts, then they can just persecute you off of your thoughts, like Minority Report. Like you wouldn't have to commit a crime to be prosecuted. It's real life Minority Report. It's 1984 on steroids. Am I what? If you're talking about getting a chip in my brain, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Like some glasses, like the Apple glasses, that would be cool, but I'm not doing no type of implants, man. I don't want to do that. Yeah, they could. They could lock you up just for thinking about it. They'd be able to read your thoughts. That's scary, you know? Or, if you could read, you could possibly read other people's thoughts too. Like, nothing would be private anymore. Like they said, they would be able to know everything about you just by looking at your face. He said they would be able to know your blood pressure just by the way that you stand or by the way that you talk. You know, they would be able to know everything about you. Yeah, and that's what they want. This guy Yuval Harari talks about, how our system is outdated, how life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, the ownership of property, they believe that that's all outdated, and they want us in some type of totalitarian, communist, digital prison, you know, or at least a two-tier society where they can control most of humanity. Because they the system's breaking down. They know that we're at the end of this fiat financial system, and there's a lot more of us than there are of them, and they want to try to maintain control. You know, I mean, if the people were to rise up together against this, we would be able to overtake them. You know, but a lot of people have gotten too comfortable with their lives. They're not willing to throw their lives away for their freedom. You know, a lot of people aren't willing to die for their constitutional rights, and they know that. And that's why they get away with the stuff that they do. Never have I thought that America would be so authoritarian. We have political prisoners in prison right now because of the January 6th that happened. Locked up, no jury, no trial. All of this is legal though because Obama passed the NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act. You know, and that's going to come into play too. If there's a literal civil war in this country, they can lock you up without trial indefinitely if they believe that you're a domestic terrorist. And what I believe is going to happen is that there's so many people coming into this country right now. They don't know who's coming in. A lot of those people are probably on lists. You know, and when things crack off, there's going to be a lot of violence in this country, and that's going to give the government the opportunity to crack down on conservatives and Donald Trump supporters and anybody else who is against the system. Those are just my thoughts, but yeah, 2024, 2025, all the way to 2030 is gonna be a wild ride. World War III is breaking out in the Middle East. Um, all all Iran would have to do was to try to cut off the oil supply where the Strait of Hormuz, and the price of oil would skyrocket. And everything else would skyrocket with it. Our dollars would lose purchasing power so fast it wouldn't even be funny. They all you Forbes already said that oil was going to $300 a barrel, and I still believe that's gonna happen. And gas is gonna go to like 10, 15, $20 a gallon. Most people won't even be able to afford to drive anymore, let alone buy an electric vehicle. If the country is not blown up in World War III. All of this stuff is happening so fast. I mean, if this stuff, if XRP doesn't take off soon, it's not even going to matter if we get into nuclear war. I was hoping XRP would have moved by now before World War III happened, so I could leave the country. But it hasn't happened yet. You know, people like, yeah, Mark Zuckerberg's building a big $200 million bunker because he knows some shit is about to go down. You know, they're talking about another sickness. They're talking about the power going out. How can you prepare for all of that? We're gonna be losing our jobs. AI is taking over. Yeah, yeah. I think about this stuff daily, man. It keeps me up at night. But yeah, um, I appreciate y'all being on this stream with me. Um, but I gotta get ready to go to bed. It's 11:30 Pacific Standard Time, and I gotta get up at 4:30 to get ready to go to work. So yeah, man. Let me know what you guys think about all of this stuff in the comments. Let me know what you think about Flare. Let me know what you think about the Great Reset. Let me know what you think about Agenda 2030. Let me know what you think about transhumanism, because all of this stuff is coming within the next 5 years. Are you ready for it? I'm not ready. I'm not ready. It's all happening too fast. But yeah, I'd like to hear your guys' opinion. But I'm about to get up out of here. I gotta go to sleep. I'll talk to y'all later, man. This is RPU, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.